All right, welcome to today's council meeting, special meeting Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. Roll call, please.
Mayor Alma Beltran,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem
Present.
Councilwoman Diana Maldonado,
Present.
Councilwoman Sabrina Rodriguez.
Present.
Dorothy, can you put, I'm speaking to the microphone because they can't hear it on the recording.
And you need to make sure yours is always with you, because you guys,
Is the light on?
Okay, and Councilwoman Kathy Rodriguez, Soler.
absent, oh, present.
You just walked in.
And we don't have the treasurer, so she's absent. I don't think we notified her either. So we move on to the first item. It's consent calendar.
We've got,
Do we want to add,
we've got,
or is she on here?
she's right here. We've got Reedley College here to discuss the robotics program with the council and give you some information.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and, yep, come on up.
If you don't mind, can I pass these out?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, I'm Dr. Diana Tapia-Wright. I'm the Director of Student Success.
Okay,
I'll go to the microphone.
Yes, go ahead and pass this out.
What I'll do is I'll give these to you. If you can get them, thank you.
Is that all one?
Yeah.
And before we start, let's start with the flag salute, so that way we can kind of get set up. Okay. Okay, please rise for the flag salute.
Neil, do you need one?
I pledge allegiance to
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys.
I forgot about that.
All righty. So we have a presentation. You can go ahead and start.
Hi, again, my name is Dr. Diana Tapia-Wright. I'm the director of the Educational Talent Search for here at Parlier Unified. I do work at Reedley College. We wrote a grant that serves students that are first generation, low-income students, and our goal is to serve 500 students from 7th grade through 12th grade to get ready for college and universities. We currently have an Upward Bound program here at Parlier that also serves about 25 high school students. Upward Bound has been here for 30 years with Parlier Unified, and so this is a new grant. It's an expanded grant because we wanted to serve the middle school and the high school. And so what we do is we offer an on-site counselor. We have college trips to different colleges at universities. They just came, Educational Talent Search just went to UC Davis. We also we provide workshops and parent meetings. The overarching goal is to have our students enroll and complete college, and we're very fortunate. And the other part of the goal of the grant is to increase the number of students to major in computer science. And so this year we're offering a underwater robotics course for what we call rising 8th graders, meaning they've completed 7th grade, they're going on to 8th grade in between the summer, and the class just started yesterday at Parlier. We have, I believe we have about 20 students in the program. We're also working with the math class that has another 25 students, and so we provide the meals, the counseling, and we have a trip coming up to UC Merced, Fresno State, and also Fresno Pacific at the end of July. Why am I here? Well, to do an underwater robotics class, you actually have to have water. And so, unfortunately, Reedley College got rid of its pool about 5-10 years ago. It's been a number of years since we got rid of our pool, unfortunately. And so what we do right now is that the students, when they practice with the underwater robotics, we actually have above ground pool, a doughboy as they call it, and it's functional. But the course was actually made to be worked in a real pool, like one here. Underwater robotics is used throughout the United States for middle school and high school students because there is coding involved, and of course there's engineering because they have to build their own. And so I think the flyer may show a picture of what the underwater robot looks like, and it goes into the water. The reason I'm here is we're looking at having and requesting in partnership with Parlier Unified that we would like to use the pool here if possible any time of the week of July 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th in the morning, where the students would do tests with their underwater robotics. We'd invite you to come and see because it's really enjoyable to see the students programming their robots to go through hoops and to grab certain objects into their robot, and there's a competition for the students. And we have this grant also with Dinuba Unified and working with their middle school, but we're very excited about the one that we have here because, first of all, we've been here for 30 years, and with the additional educational talent search. This money comes from the federal government. The competition for the grant is every 5 years. There's a 90% refunding rate that if we do our job, we recruit and serve 500 students, and we help them graduate high school and go into college, we will continue. That's how Upper Bound has been here for 30 years. We've been competing for it every 5 years, and here we are 30 years later. We still are continuing. So we hope to have this partnership. The reason I'm here is that the use of the pool, Parlier Unified stated that they would provide the insurance. We have a lifeguard that is in the class, is required by our campus at any time we're near water. It doesn't matter that the students can stand in the pool. They still have to have a lifeguard. But in this case, of course, the pool is deeper here, and we would have a certified lifeguard with us, if that's a possibility for us to use.
Well, thank you. I love the idea. My son used to have the class at Parlier Unified School District for robotics, so he loved it.
Yes, the
And
kids
he's
love
now in
this.
college going for engineering, so he
Wonderful.
loves all this stuff. So I listen to him because I'm not too technical on this stuff. I don't know too much because back in my time this wasn't around.
This, absolutely.
Right. So it's really interesting to me, and I love the idea that you're starting them younger to get
Yes.
involved. One of the things that my husband always mentioned is that back when we were growing up, if this would have helped, like if it would have been around back then, there was a lot of opportunity to go into other careers that he thinks that would have been different for him. So I'm glad that you're doing that and working with the school. The college is working with the school, so I thank you for that.
Wonderful.
And to me, I don't see a problem, but if the rest of the council want to say something about the program? You want to start with Sabrina?
You could look through the catalog. 'Cause, if you want my signature, I made it.
Yeah,
So,
thank
yeah,
you.
'cause she's at the school, so
Oh, wonderful.
that's great. So then you're fully aware of the program and it's okay. Trino?
No, I think it's a great idea. Anytime we provide anything for our youth, I think that's always a plus for your community. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
see no problem.
Wonderful.
Kathy?
Great idea.
Thank you.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I think the kids will like it.
Okay, well,
Keep them off the street.
since we don't have a public that's here
Mayor,
present.
the only thing is I'm going to ask is for a copy of the lifeguard certification just for our file so that we
You
know
should.
that we
Yeah,
have it.
she'll provide you with, she mentioned that she has the insurance and the
All
certificate.
I need. Yeah.
And you'll need the insurance as well, so, yes.
Absolutely. I agree.
So if there's no other questions, so then do we have a motion to approve? Motion by Sabrina, second by Kathy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5 yes.
Kathy or Diana? Kathy?
Kathy?
She was louder than I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll let you know when the date is, and maybe any of you we would love to have you come out and see the kids and to see the robots.
I
think
would
it'll
love
be
to.
enjoyable.
Will you be able to provide us with the schedule so
I
that
will.
way? I
I
would love
will-
to see them.
Well, I'll respond with the class, what the students are doing, and some pictures update. I think that would be nice. And then the day that they're in the pool practicing. It's always exciting because we're even surprised. It's like, oh, look how it's working. And because you just don't know until it's in the water.
Yes.
Yes. All
Thank
right,
you so much.
I'll get
Thank
you.
you.
A copy also. I see I was one short. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out here and I've heard about it. Sonia was,
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you.
Sonia mentioned about this presentation that you've been interested in presenting to the council, so I'm glad that you're here doing this. This is really good for the kids.
We currently have the Upper Bound program in the dorms. We have Parlier there actually. And so we've been around, our students have
95 college going percent rate, and we have a 60% college graduation rate. Our students get to UC Berkeley, UC Davis, full scholarships.
Oh,
in our
wow.
Program. We appreciate that we were funded the Educational Talent Search because we know that with serving hundreds of students, our success rate we hope will be high.
So this is a calendar.
Yes, that's part of the activities, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next we have
Okay.
item number 2.
Item number 2, the regular business. This is for resolution to accept grant funding from the California Highway Patrol for the Cannabis Tax Fund Grant Program to reduce impaired driving in the city of Parlier. I applied for a grant, and this resolution is just to accept the grant agreement. Now, this grant is funded through Cannabis Tax Fund. And this grant is the majority of the funds is to train our officers. And the good part about this is the training that our officers will receive is training that will get our officers to the point of having them get to be able to have the ability to train themselves. So they'll be able to provide the training for other officers that come in. So we'll finally be able to utilize our training room. And so we'll be able to offer training in our training room and, make some money from our training room,
Well, that's great.
down the line.
Yeah,
So-
I don't completely understand it. What are they being trained on?
On how to identify if someone is under the influence, not just from alcohol, but also from cannabis.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
It's on.
Impaired
Yeah,
drivers,
yeah,
yeah.
I just wanted to, put it
So
on
these
record.
officers are gonna go for a training? And then
Yes.
they'll come back
And you know that most of the training is in Fresno.
Okay.
So a lot of the
The
grant-
travel and everything will be covered under this grant. So that's great.
So how many officers will be trained for this?
all of them.
All of
All of them are going to be trained at least the first level.
Okay.
So do we have any other questions so we can move on? No? So do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Diane and second by Trino. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5 yes. Diane and then Trino.
The next item is a resolution to approve the application for grant funds for the Strategic Growth Council Transformative Climate Communities Program. This grant is a planning grant, and this is a planning grant for the property that's the cash property. And we are looking at this property and trying to determine the best use for this property. The property, right now, it's useless property. And so we're trying to determine, right now, the city is having to spend money in the upkeep of this property. We are required by the county to upkeep this property. We are required to go out there and clean it. And right now, we were told by the county that we had to put up a fence because,
All the way around it?
yeah, because the homeless are going on there and they're making a mess on there.
So where
And
exactly is this located?
This property is right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And this property has contamination on it because of the dirt, because it was an old dumping area.
That and the train used to run that way.
And so because of that, they're saying that, the county's saying that we can't have people on this property, period. And so that's why they're wanting us to put a fence around it. The cost of us to keep on, just the upkeep of this property is too much. So we're trying to determine what we can do with this planning grant, what we can do with this property for the future. Maybe we can look at something like a microgrid, something where we can address our climate change or reduce greenhouse gas emissions, something where we can do something that can benefit the city and our community, but that's also allowable on that property. And so that's what we were thinking that, what can possibly be used on that property.
So what,
Doesn't Parlier own that property?
No, we don't know.
We don't own it,
You don't own it?
Mm-mm.
You're just being.
but we're just responsible to take care of that
Yeah.
property, make sure
My
that,
question is, not where the house is, but all of this over here on this side,
All this empty.
where all the empty spaces to the
Mhm.
back, that's what we're gonna take care of.
yes.
Oh, so
Whatever
that-
the person that's actually.
that owns the
that
property.
owns the property.
And so, from what I understand, there is possibly a new owner. I can't really announce yet, but the new owner, the possible new owner, is willing to work with the city in making, in whatever needs to happen.
Yeah. So this is just the start. This is like the first step. So if we have any other questions, so I can.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna ask, so will that person own the other side of the property?
It's
The
whatever.
house and the building, or just
The
land,
house, the building,
everything?
everything.
Everything's included, the trees, everything.
Just whatever is his area.
Hmm.
So it just depends on where you're looking at, because there's another owner on this side too, that's
Yeah.
not the same owner.
Owns that one.
So
So-
the homeless came back again?
They're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
so there, okay, I've never driven back there.
Oh,
It's,
it's interesting.
oh, really?
There's a lot of
So-
caves.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Oh, so what was the question?
Well, so like we have to upkeep what's already somewhat fenced in, like where that, from the house back around that area?
It's not fenced in.
It's not fenced
No,
in.
it's
They
not
want us
It's
to-
open.
They
It's
want us to
open.
put fence in it.
Oh, it's a
that,
field.
is
Their
that
fence
where
that
they
finishes
had
and
those,
it's a field.
those pipes going out there
Yeah.
Hmm.
in the
That's
back
where-
over there?
Uh-huh.
And right now, it's an environmental hazard.
Hazard.
So
Mhm.
that ground, is it compatible to what the Heritage Ranch was? The cost of cleaning it out? Are we gonna run into that situation over here?
Well, see, no,
We're not the
we're
owners.
not, we have no intention on putting a park back there.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So this is the first step, you guys. So, do we have a motion to approve the resolution 2022-34?
Motion.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second? Second by Trino, all those in favor? Motion carries 5 yes. Yes, Sabrina? Okay. All right. Yeah, it's just the beginning. If we have any other questions, maybe you can ask
Mm-hmm.
Sonia. I mean, because it depends on,
This is just to get the money to
Yeah,
help
yeah,
us,
just, yeah, yeah.
help us upkeep what we're supposed to do,
Well, no,
right?
it's to,
It's
it's
just
a,
to
it's a
talk about
planning
it.
grant to see what they can do back there, yeah.
The-
Okay.
The next item is the resolution number 2022-35, approving and authorizing execution of Second Amendment and restate MOU between the City of Parlier and County of Fresno.
Did he ever send you the information about the Me Too
He
Yes.
did,
clause?
And
Okay.
I looked at the excuse me, I looked at it, and it is in fact a Me Too clause. and
Okay.
If they give anybody else a better deal, we get that deal.
Okay.
Period.
So then we,
I also want to mention the resolution, the last agenda, the last council meeting, we had this under resolution number 29. It wasn't approved. I missed it when I put the agenda together, so 29 will be skipped because we didn't approve it, and it is now number 35.
yeah, and 29 will remain vacant.
Yeah, cause that.
And I was having a conversation with Trino last night about the percentage split, which you'll see on page 7 of the agreement, 63% in their favor, 37% to you. That's the same percentage that was in the 2007 agreement. It's the same percentage that was in the agreement that was in effect for the 15 years prior to that. And I believe it's the same percentage that was in the agreement 15 years prior to that. So it's been there for
A very long time.
literally forever. So that essentially means nothing's going to change. This doesn't affect your 2 local taxes, your Measure Q,
Yeah,
and your local sales taxes, because those are approved by the voters, and the voters have directed that money
Goes to
comes to you and to you alone. So, nothing changes with respect to how we do our budget or anything like that. It's gonna be the same amount that you
Been
always
receiving.
have gotten before.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't have any
Now,
questions.
in City of Fresno, they are trying to fight it, so if they do get something
We,
Yeah,
because of the
and-
Me Too, we get it too.
Yeah, and Fresno is different from us because they have.
Fresno is the big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have.
They
the-
have the ability
to do it, and that's what we
Yeah.
just follow. Sorry, but
Fresno's probably, in financial terms, Fresno's bigger than the county.
yeah.
So, they think they've got a lot of pull, but we'll see how it pans out. If they do get a better deal, we're on board.
And let them fight that war.
Yeah.
And we'll just benefit from their fight. So,
No more
okay.
questions, I'd like to move motion.
Motion by Trino, resolution number 2022-3. Wait, I already said that one, huh?
3-5.
3-5,
Three,
yeah.
five.
Okay,
Second.
second by Sabrina. So Trino, and then Sabrina. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5 yes.
Reluctant.
Okay. Now we have, item number 5.
Item number 5 is, it's an agreement. So what this is, the SOFA communication and wayfinding sign is, it's just a sign that you, like the signs that you see in front of a city or a sign that you see in a downtown area that gives you information about what's going on for a weekend or what's going on for the week in a city. If you've got events going on, if you've got things going on in a downtown area, or you've got events that you want to, just different things that you want to advertise in a city. And so that's what this wayfinding or this sign is. And we thought that we wanted to present it to the council to see if that's something that we would be able to bring here into the city.
Isn't that one we're already working on with,
It's with the downtown.
What would that be?
but isn't that the one that we're working already with the Greenbrier?
No.
That's.
This
oh,
is,
is it?
Those are the entry, that's what.
No,
I was
but
gonna
there
No,
was
no,
a
this
third
is-
one that we were working on that they were talking about bringing it in front of City Hall, so.
no, this is one that's a little different. This is one that
So we're purchasing it?
this is one that Javier was wanting to do for the
I know, but.
the downtown.
My question is.
Part of that, hit the downtown,
brought
his budget downtown, but it requires
So
an
we're-
agreement.
So are we paying for it then, is what the question is? Okay.
And it's 24,000 over 5 years, total.
This is, I looked it up yesterday when I was, oops. Let me in front of it. See? There's advertised, what-
So then there will be no use for us to have the one that Greenbrier was gonna pay for.
No, we
Is
could
it-
still have one.
Is it like a digital, or is it just one that it's printed out on there?
Light digital?
It's just,
So-
yeah, it's like.
The reason I'm asking is that, should we do 2? I mean, we're not large enough to have like 2.
And we're getting one.
Well.
I know, and if we're gonna get one for free, why are we gonna spend?
Well,
on
I would.
It's just
that.
one sign.
Maybe we could just have them, instead of locating it here.
Well, maybe we can have them purchase this one.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because they're supposed to get us that one, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were supposed to have the digital one that we can't do on Manning because of county would not allow it. So they were trying to locate it here. So instead of having it here, then let's try to have it over there instead of spending that amount.
Okay, we can do that.
Try to find out.
Yeah, if not, then.
So if it doesn't, which I'm sure it will be okay, but if not, how soon do you need to approve this? That's on the agenda?
Not that, it's not,
It's not time sensitive.
No? Okay. So you could bring it back if you need to. Okay, sounds great. Any other questions?
so we can table it.
Yeah, we can table it and just bring it back. So no questions?
Wait, let me ask, because are you going to, why are you gonna bring it back? I think this is a good
Because,
idea.
no, because they're going to talk to Greenbrier, because remember Greenbrier was supposed to do the digital one in front of the city. Instead of us spending this amount,
Yeah, no, I understand.
instead, we'll have them pay for it.
What I didn't understand is why we're gonna bring it back, but you just told me right.
Yeah.
now. We're gonna let Greenbrier see if they'll get this one instead of the other.
Yeah. I mean, we'll still have the ones on Manning,
Oh, yeah.
but they're
those-
just,
those
they were
are
supposed to
already-
do on the other one, yeah.
Yeah, now that we're gonna pay the county 67%,
We've been pay-
They can annex.
But it's been the same agreement, Trino.
Yeah, I know.
It's not, it's not something.
Just throwing it out there.
But it's been there for years,
I
so
told you that yesterday, they're just waiting for us to vote on it so they could go in.
it's been there for over 30 years, so it's not
No, I
something
know.
new. Okay, so,
So we're tabling that one, right?
yeah, it's just gonna come back when she needs to bring it back, if she
Get the
does.
information if they'll do it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, which right now they're currently working already on the signs, this is why we needed that MOU with the county, approved today, because if not, then they couldn't annex the locations for the signs.
Oh,
What did I just say right now? Now that we just gave them the 67%.
It's been the 67% though, that's what I'm
I know
saying.
it.
He's being
But they
facetious.
were waiting for us to vote
No,
on it
he's
so that we can-
misunderstanding that it's
No,
already
he's being
been.
facetious. He's
No,
being a
I'm
smart aleck.
understanding. I know it's been like that already.
So
I'm
it's,
just saying that we're waiting for this time so that they can.
well, because we won't have an MOU, that's how it was explained to me. So if we don't have a MOU with them, they can't approve anything until you have an MOU with them.
Well, that we understand.
Yeah, so, so then do we need a motion to table it or just bring it back when,
Or you can just do that, just bring it back.
just bring it back?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no action on it unless she needs to bring it back. Okay, so then do we have, nobody here for public comments? So we have a closed session item, Neil?
You make sure that you have the mic, 'cause-
It's on.
and Bertha, you too.
Yes, it's on.
You have just one item in your closed session. It's the public employment for all positions.
All right, so then we'll go into closed session and come back once we're done. Thank you.
Close it.
So, nothing to report. Meeting adjourned.